was like, what if we were? Hey, you want to shut? We don't need to shut that door. You're good. I was like, what if we were recorded an entire podcast and didn't film it? That would suck. You know what I'm saying? That would suck bad. Speaking of, why would I say speaking of sucking? Anyway, this is where Phantom intro music plays. I just kidding. What's up, y'all? This is.
Are we filming?
Yeah, this is episode 5, Jack.
I didn't realize we were filming.
Cinco de Fivo of Out the Chute with me, Brahma Boo, a.k.a. Jeff McCool, a.k.a. I ain't going through that shit again. I got too many AKAs. My wife.
Me.
The beautiful Daphne Michelle.
I'm a little frazzled today.
A.k.a. Cookie. Redneck Cookie. A.k.a. Aaron Rockabitch.
Mm-hmm.
A.k.a. Redneck Yoko Ono.
Okay, we're not going to call me that no more.
Anymore.
It doesn't matter.
It's a joke, man.
It ain't funny.
Listen, all right, so check it out. Funny. Where we start off, do we have to be funny or do we just talk? Or do I just talk? So we left off last week talking about we're heading down to Florida to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Jake. Huh? What? You got to talk.
You already been in Florida by this time.
No, I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
By
haven't.
the time this will air.
Damn sure have. Damn. Everybody knows we tape these beforehand.
Just saying.
Damn, that was a rookie mistake.
Yeah. That's because I'm better than you at this.
I'm keeping all that shit. So anyway, we just got back from Florida. No, I really don't even know. Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got. You're right.
You got
See,
got.
Look, what? I ain't trying to hide anything. Everybody know we filmed these a couple days prior, and then we put them up on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
In about 6 or 7 months from now, hopefully, when it catches on and people are watching and viewing more, we can actually do live to where people can, call in and ask man, she put. So right now, it's actually not the Sunday you think it is. And I'm trying to figure this out because
Would you like me to help you?
Yes. No. Yes. Help.
This episode, by the time it airs, you actually will be in Florida.
So are we really going to say, might as well just go ahead and tell them, we walked out in the hallway and put on new shirts. Put on new shirts and new hats to make this look like it's an extra
I didn't
day.
put on a new hat.
Hey, look, man, that's what people got to do when they're grinding. You got to shoot sometimes when you got to shoot. And I plan on shooting a couple podcasts when I'm in Florida. Look, just act like we hadn't been to Florida yet. All right? Because I'm talking in past, pre-post tense, and that shit's confusing. So anyway.
Not for me.
We have Clark we have Clark Kennett and Lois Lanejaw's ass. So,
which is why my hair looks like crap, because I had to readjust this little thingamajiggy on my head so I could.
But I do have the same shorts on. I was trying to keep that out of the cut. But hey, so anyway, who cares? This is Out the Chute episode 5, no matter how you slice it. Speaking of slicing it, got some new pizza yesterday. Took a little while to get it. But anyway.
It was good though, but
yeah. So anyhow, we're going to Florida. This is so complicated now.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's an EP or 2 or 5 being
there's a bunch of stuff happening
in Florida.
If we look, so let me go ahead and start. A couple times now over the last couple of years, me and old Wesleyan and Ryan-y and let me say West Nile and Target and Gotti and Juice, Sabrina, we've all gotten together and created music. And we're going to do it again. And all we are going to do is sit in a giant mansion on the intercoastal and cut music for 3 days straight. What comes from it? Who knows? Maybe a walk away. Maybe a porch honky. Maybe a proud American. Maybe we just go down there and just get lost at sea. Who knows? But we're going to Florida. And by killing two birds with one stone. And we are killing two birds with one stone.
Nobody's getting lost till I get there.
I know. See, I'm going down, and I'm going to see my pops and my moms and play golf with pops for one day. And I'm going to go over and see the grandbaby again probably, who's actually in town right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll scurry on down to that side of the coast. We got a badass house on the water. We're going to stay there for a couple days to cut music. You're going to fly in on Sunday, and Monday is our 9th wedding anniversary.
No, it's not.
Oh.
You better. Oh, look at you. Look.
7th wedding anniversary? Hey, keeping it real, dog. Keeping it real.
I don't know what you thinking you keeping real over there.
What do you mean? It's our 7th wedding anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I said 9 on accident. We've been together 10. So, after that snafu, we're going to go down to Florida. We're going to kick it. We're going to have some nice, good, fresh food.
If Jeff makes it to our 9th wedding anniversary.
Hey, this is a long debate amongst me and my wife. And this is crazy.
What?
Because we've already discussed on last week's podcast that we shot an hour ago. My memory comes and goes. And, you know, and there's with my mental health, I've had some issues with short-term memory loss and some things that are pretty bad. We know. But I mentioned that, you know, I took a lot of headshots in my life. Been beat around a little bit. A few concussions. Unfortunately, partook in some illegal activities for a long time that probably did not help with my memory. So a lot of these times you have to remind me of actually what went down. And I gave such a long preface on my memory and things, I've already forgotten what the hell we were talking about. I swear on my life. God, that's terrible.
That's your memory short.
No, but it was leading into such a
We
good
tell
story.
stories.
Yes.
Fan stories. Which one you want to tell now?
Yes, the one that I was trying to tell. Man, God. Oh, we had a fan stalker or something serious from Canada.
Yeah, that was
We had to get the Canadian
stalk.
we had to get the Canadian government involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
Shout
was
out to my boy
psycho.
Travis in Florida that got with the FDLE, that knew somebody in Canada that got with this dude. Turned out he basically was this little Canadian town's local Ernest T.
I was
Bass.
gonna say that.
He was. But this dude,
Like, he was crazy.
hey man, this dude found our address and sent us aerial views of our house and told us about when he was going to show up at the shows and this. And there's crazy folk out there, so you got to look. I remember that particular instance. I called my sister. Remember? Because I said, "How do you take them serious?" Because she had some
You have
issues.
to take 'em all serious.
Yeah, and that's what she said. You don't know, and it wasn't long either after or before that little girl got shot after her concert in Orlando. So you had to take all this shit serious,
yeah,
man.
but this dude was like, I mean, and you know what prompted it? He got mad because I wouldn't talk to him anymore, like on the phone. I stopped taking his phone calls.
This dude spent so much money with Moccasin Creek over the years too. Like he was our stand. We had a stand.
Wow.
We had a stand. I never thought about I had a stand. That's awesome.
That's not really awesome.
Yeah.
I remember the last words he said to me were, because we were playing in Michigan, up near
Right on the border.
Right on the border. And he said, just so you know, you just never know who's going to walk up to your merch table at any given time. And I thought to myself, it was so bad that we had pictures printed out of him and given to the security that night. I had two security people, literally, at the table.
What was his name?
Do I really want to give his name?
Nah, look at me and tell me. I can't remember.
Wow.
What was it? Yeah. I remember the Keith part. I didn't remember the last name. I'm not going to say the last name, but it was a Keith. If you're a Keith, you're crazy.
No, we have a great fan, Keith, so don't say that.
Wires, yeah, he's cool.
But I mean, like, I don't want to.
I got some Keith friends.
I know a few Keiths.
I'm just saying.
I don't.
They're probably crazy.
I don't want to. Yeah. This dude was crazy Keith from Canada.
Yeah, man.
Well, you know though, Crazy Keith had a lot of other aliases. Like he had
Sure enough.
he made. I'm serious. He made like
100.
so many
This
different.
dude literally sat in his mom's basement. This is coming from the Canadian police.
And made like.
Yeah, he was like in his 50s. He lived in his mama's basement, and he was well known as a local arsonist. I was like, this is Ernest T. Boss.
Yeah.
How would it be in Canada? Ernest T. Boss.
Yeah. A.
Eh?
I love Canada.
Me too, man.
You know, I never really thought about him though. Once we went into Canada, I mean, I
well,
didn't-
because where we go in Canada,
he ain't gonna mess with nobody.
well, it's not even that. He probably can't
Couldn't find us.
Because when you go to where we go in Canada, the birds got GPSs. This shit's out there.
I will never forget. I think it was the first time we went, and I remember we were going down the road, and like, okay,
Bus
so
caught on
first of all, you should always prepare yourself before you go to Canada.
For what?
Know that they don't have like gas stations like we have gas stations over in the Waldron, Saskatchewan area. So we're out there looking for gas, freaking out. Well, come to find out, hell, we passed a few of them because all they are is like they
tanker.
look. It's a tanker, and you walk in like this phone booth looking thing, like you Superman. But it's so weird. But anyway, I'll never forget. We're trying to get to the show, and Matt Steele's texting me.
Trust
And
Gone
he's
Wild, shout out.
This was literally before I think I had an iPhone, but I wasn't familiar with it. He goes, I said, what do you mean there's no GPS? He goes, no, it's longitude and latitude. I said, Matt, you obviously don't know me very well because I ain't reading that shit.
Because
And
she
he
said we
said-
were going out west of Pennsylvania one
Shut
time.
up. He said, I'm going to drop you a pin. I said, you going to drop me a what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell's that going to do?
It was out there.
He said, turn your jips on and follow the pin until you get there. And I'm like, okay. Follow the pin. It was bad.
It was out there, but it was so
It was beautiful, but it was interesting.
so pretty.
It was interesting. It was
Canada. Canada was it was very interesting. Our first adventure up there. Our bus caught on fire on the way.
yeah, I remember that.
Riding
I was
on the
sitting
road.
right beside it and it exploded.
The inverter just caught on
Scared the
fire
shit
and
out of me.
flamed up everywhere. So that was terrible riding with no DVD player for 32
Oh my
hours.
God.
Like, that's how we watch. That's how I kept up on movies and stuff for
Yeah.
so long, as we'd just watch them on the bus when we was riding. Dude, it was
I think
forever.
we bought one in Canada.
Let me go ahead. We did.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. We did. Let me go ahead and tell y'all something, though, about our kind neighbors up north. If you live in the States and they tell you it has been dismissed from your record, do not believe them wholeheartedly. Because if you are crossing international borders, apparently
It is not dismissed.
anything that you ever had dismissed from your record is in highlights for the Mounties to say, oh, you thought this was going high, did you, A? Because Jeff McCool's fat ass stayed at the Mountie Hole. The Mountie Hole.
The Mountie.
Jeff McCool stayed in
3 hours.
lockup for 3 hours. It was straight interrogation over some stuff I did when I was 18
That
years
we're not
old.
gonna go into.
30 years, no,
You weren't that old.
20 years, 25 years ago. I'm like, bro,
It was so.
y'all got Justin Bieber coming in and out of this country,
They
and
didn't-
y'all worried about something I did when I was 18.
They didn't
He
think that was
laugh.
funny. So
That was a funny instance, though, because they thought you were.
no, I walked up and he was like, "Ma'am, please sit back down."
No,
I was
first off,
like,
look.
Excuse me.
First off, we roll up in the bus and the trailer and everything at the border crossing, and the dude says, "Pull your trailer over, come inside." And we're like, "Eh." We didn't have anything illegal this time. The first time we had to see how it worked before the next time. No, I'm just teasing. Not really, but so we get pulled to the side and they say, "Come on in." We go in. There's 8 of us, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Was Megan with us first time?
No,
So
Megan
it
was the
just,
second
It was
time.
just us
I
plus
think.
Terry.
I want to say Megan was the second time. No,
Either way,
I don't remember.
they pull us all into this little holding area. Not holding area, just the little vestibule, basically. I don't, what is the word?
No, Megan was the second time.
All right, cool. Well, they pull us inside at the border control, and they're just going through people's stuff, just looking at your background and looking at your license and all this, that, and other. And we were worried because Ronnie had a DUI a year before, and we had heard that they wouldn't let you in with
even
those.
though he wasn't driving.
Right. They didn't say not nary thing to Ronnie Darrell. Not a word. Ronnie Darrell Davis, come on through. He was like, yes, thank you. And he's probably drunk then. He was like, yeah, he walked on through. Glory was with us.
Yeah, Lori was with us.
Glory, come on through. James Denham, or Halcomb, Jim, everybody's just on through. And I'm like, cool. They didn't say nothing about Ronnie's DUI, so obviously, I'm all right. Negative. This Mountie says, where's Jeffrey McCool? I'm like, well, first off, bitch, I'm the only dude left in here. Like, yeah, that's me. Man, he pulled me up there and said, step aside and come over here. That's the fastest I've ever seen Daphne move in my life. She just knew something wasn't right. She thought I was, she jumped up, ran over there, and he's like, man, you need to step. She said, I'm his husband.
I'm his husband. I'm his
wife. And he says, if your husband wants you to see, I'm like, oh yeah, I do. I'm like, I'm not about to pull that card right now. I was like, yeah, she can see anything.
And you're thinking in your mind, what the hell's he fixing to put in front of me?
Because anything I'd ever been charged with was dismissed, right? And unfortunately, that actual instance wasn't. And he demeaned the shit out of me, man. He made me relive this. He was like, so what happened? I'm like, man, I made a mistake. I was like, no, if you want to get into my country, you're going to tell me exactly what happened. I'm like.
So we was in for a 2-hour story.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm 18 in college.
In a Tommy Hilfiger thieving ring.
Well, we had a hookup. We was like, you remember Florida State had the Free Shoe University. They had a hookup. I had a hookup. And just so happened I got clothes real cheap, basically for free, and was selling them out my dorm room and making a little money. I was hustling. But anyway, got in trouble. No big deal. 20 years later, this is dismissed and everything. Yeah, I'm like, because this is what's funny. So they're like, you did this in 1996, blah, 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 blah. Now look on this paper. And I'm like, well, what about those charges? I'm sitting there asking, like, why aren't you asking me about those? He goes,
because we don't care about that. We care about people who steal stuff from.
I was like, bitch, I wasn't stealing. I was selling something at a huge discount. I got it at a huge discount, basically free. I paid anyway.
So then the next year.
We was there a long time.
The next year. So here, let me just fast forward.
We're not done with them people.
Yeah, but fast forward to the fact of, just so you know, to get into Canada.
Have a friend call.
Have a friend write you a letter inviting you into the country.
Oh my goodness. And that's it.
We pulled up, third time going in, never got out of the freaking
Here's
van.
our letter from our invitation from our friends. Oh, good. Enjoy Canada. I'm like,
they looked at our passports. Seriously, looked at our passports.
Come on,
didn't even
Steve, you could have gone that time.
Didn't even match our passports to anybody in the vehicle and sent us back through. I mean, like, that's crazy.
Somebody just today on YouTube said they were commenting on the podcast from last week, and we had talked about an instance about jumping off a stage somewhere. And somebody just commented today, I was in Canada when you jumped off that stage.
Which time?
It was like 6 feet high. I'm surprised you didn't hurt yourself. I'm like, oh, I did.
You did.
I just didn't tell anybody. I hopped up real quick. Like, hey, man, that's one thing. Look, I'm all cool about having a good time and people getting rowdy and blah, blah, but when you throw shit at the stage, now I know 99% of the time it's not malicious. People are just going nuts. Maybe it is. Why else would somebody throw a bottle? Because I've had some shit thrown at me. I had a pipe bomb thrown at me.
On the stage?
Damn Skippy.
When?
Ask Smo. Me, Smo, O-Rig.
Oh, that's before my time.
RP, and Bottleneck.
That's probably thrown at RP.
I edited that out.
Why?
Listen, Kyle's, man, I ain't sitting there trying to dog people the whole time.
I ain't trying to dog nobody.
But real talk, we was at Triple Canopy Ranch.
I'm just speaking the truth.
Oh, you said it earlier. Matt Steele was there. Matt will tell you. We was up there. It's just crazy. Dude, somebody threw a pipe bomb. Not a pipe bomb. It was like a big old ass M80. Blew up right next to O-Rig. It was crazy. Then people caught the woods on fire. There was one way. Yeah, it was crazy. Triple Cadillac Ranch used to be Captain Insano. You remember?
Why are you talking about editing me out when I'm just speaking the truth?
Well, because some people don't deserve to get just trash for no reason.
I ain't trashing nobody for no reason.
I'm saying. Oh,
Uh-uh.
Yeah, he did me wrong.
Have you ever known me
Yes,
to trash
I've
somebody for no reason? Honestly. Think about that before you answer. Ever. For no reason. Trash somebody for no reason.
Me?
Okay. For no reason.
You ain't had no reason today when you got mad at me 3 times.
Yes, I did. For no reason. I didn't trash you, but trash talk somebody. I don't trash talk people. I am probably the calmest and
Hey, what's
I don't trash talk people.
What's the second concert we ever went to?
Me and you?
Y'all.
The second?
Big.
Well, the first was the first was Kid Rock.
Yeah.
The second was like
Second one's the one we need to talk about.
the second
baby.
one I didn't really get to hear because you wouldn't shut up. You and I have bad experiences at concerts.
Thank you.
We probably shouldn't talk about that because we tried to go to the CMAs.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
And you
Things
got
that we
kicked
shouldn't
out.
talk about. Well, we'll talk about the VMAs or CMAs or whatever the hell they were.
I'm
A's.
surprised Robin and Craig even talk to us anymore. You, not me.
That was
you.
a bad evening. But we'll
Yes,
get to
it
that next.
was.
But my wife and I think the Cleeks were with us.
Were they with us?
Yup. And another couple.
I'm trying to think of who was. Oh, yeah.
We went to see Brad Paisley and Darius Rucker. They said it was an awesome show. Keith was there.
Yes, he was.
My boy Keith Falconberry was there.
He was. Yep.
He's no longer with us. It sucks. That was a
He
good
was
dude.
there. There was
So anyway, tell the story, Daphne.
God, I'd rather not. I would rather not.
Do you know you can get 2/5 of Red Stag in a pair of boots, and you can get an entire fifth of vodka in your waistband, and an entire
It was
fifth
vodka. It was
of
Bacardi, and you drank it.
Bacardi.
It was my Bacardi.
Mm-hmm. Why'd I drink that?
Oh, I guess because you thought your 2/5 wasn't enough.
So
I don't know. Bad idea.
I peed in the stands.
Yes, you peed in the stands.
It was bad.
You tried
bro.
to fight everybody downtown.
No. Go back to the concert,
You-
Daphne. We're talking about the concert. The concert was lit.
You streaked naked in a very expensive hotel
I did.
with a
Stop it.
bachelorette party that got on a glass elevator.
Pump them. You're getting too many stories tied into.
That's the same night.
Honey, we've got years left of podcasting. They don't all have to blend.
I would
Right
rather-
now, we're speaking about Brad Paisley and Darius Rucker.
I'd
Who,
rather-
let me tell y'all something. First and foremost, Steve can attest to this because he's one of the only other people that do it for some reason. I can't stand when people cover a classic that don't need to be covered. And for the longest time, there was only one other person.
Water.
Well, I say one other. Ted McClellan and Tim Collins and Steve were the only 3 people that I would ever sit and listen to sing Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Because Prince does Purple Rain. Darius Rucker did Purple Rain live. I stood up and ovated that entire crowd. I was throwing shit up in the air. That was, let me tell you something. Darius Rucker can, all I want to be is you, or all I want to be with you. You can put that hook in every song he ever sings. Any song he's ever sang. But Purple Rain,
He did good.
hey, your boy has pipes, and Darius can play. He can swing the sticks. He's a golfer, too. Smo did a song with him. I want to do a song with him. I like Darius. Hootie. Whatever.
Hootie.
They're touring again, I heard. So anyway, back to
know.
the concert. Darius kills Purple Rain. Then Brad Paisley, who I'm not even familiar with, other than his name.
I wanted to see Brad Paisley, but I didn't really get to see Brad Paisley because
All
you
I-
wouldn't shut the hell up.
Listen, all I know is that he was always Entertainer of the Year. I do remember his live show
my kids
was
text me.
phenomenal. I mean, just it was phenomenal. But at some point during this show, I proceeded to finish both fifths of Red Stag and start in on your Bacardi. But I had help. Keith was helping me. And they wouldn't let me walk back down to the bathroom by myself.
Because it was like this.
We were on the this is the top of the stadium. We were on the very top row. So I just turned around and peed behind us.
Yes.
Well, the couple in front of us weren't real happy with me either. So, particularly the lady that was sitting in front of us.
That wasn't happy with you.
No, she wasn't happy. And the funny thing was, is her man was a bitch, right? And he wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't say anything. But I remember at the end of the show, I vividly remember everybody. I remember telling you that show was awesome. And she turned around and said,
"It would have been.
It would have been if I could have heard any of it."
I agree with her.
Hold up, my rebuttal was classic.
Yeah.
She said what?
Well, she said that, and you said...
What'd she say?
She said, it would have been if I could have heard any of it.
Well, you would have heard it if you had a man that wasn't so cheap to buy you some bullshit tickets to have to sit next to an asshole like me. It was a classic response. She didn't know what to say, and then he felt like a bitch for buying them shitty tickets, which they were terrible.
And we had to escort you out.
Yes, but we had to stay after the concert. Remember? We had to go underneath the bleachers and find Keith's phone.
Oh, that you accidentally flipped
It was a terrible
20
evening.
bleachers down from us.
So now we can lead into all that stuff you're blending into. We were staying at that fancy-ass Renaissance.
The Renaissance.
Downtown. And for some reason, I was in the elevator in my underwears.
Because you thought it was a good idea to run from room to room that everybody was staying in your freaking underwear. Why? I don't know.
I don't either, but I do know that a bachelorette party boarded that elevator with me, and they thought I was the entertainment. And I was like, hey, I ain't the entertainment but for one woman. I mean, it was...
But you proceeded to just like plaster yourself on the glass elevator so that everybody below on the street could see.
It looked like a fat ass stingray pressed up against the glass, like little sucker fish. It was terrible. And I remember the next morning going to Cracker Barrel and trying not to vomit the entire time, wearing boots with sweatpants. You remember that?
I remember more so the night before.
With a collared button-up shirt, it was bad.
Trying to eat somewhere.
Jimmy Buffett's, Margaritaville.
But...
She gave me a bad drink. I told her it tastes like sock sweat. She got mad.
Again, we had to escort you out. Up the road. Literally.
Hey, I realized, I found out that night, too, whoever the architects were in Nashville are just mind-boggling because every road downtown goes uphill.
It's true.
I couldn't figure that shit out. It's like we parked at the bottom of a hill and had to walk up it to get to it. It was the craziest. It could have been the amount of alcohol.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, we've had some strange incidents. Strange things have happened.
Do you know
at
who
concerts.
was there that night? I forgot.
I don't know.
I think Dee was there.
Deidre was there. She met us at... Is that the night?
Surely not.
It is, because that's the night after the concert we went to Cadillac Ranch.
No.
Oh, yeah. I got to tell... I'm going to go ahead. Look.
No. Let's not tell this story.
I told my brother-in-law this story last time I saw him. So.
Oh, my God. Are you sure it was that night?
Yes, it was. We left.
It's the same people, so it had to be the same night.
We left the concert.
Oh, my
met
God.
Deidre and some dude, and it was Trey and Miranda and Steve and Jamie, me, you, and somebody else. I can't remember. Either way, there's like 8 or 9 of us. And you know, downtown Nashville, or you might not know, you're going to know now, but after a concert, Broadway is thick. It's packed. Can't get in anywhere. Well, we all wanted to go out and have a good time. I just so happened to know, because I have family.
Be careful.
I don't know. I've already told him the story. I knew that WWE was coming into town like 2 nights from there, right? I'm dressed to the nines because we've been at this concert. We're all
I
looking
think we were
good.
already, maybe I don't remember.
Would you let me tell this story? We're all looking good.
I can't remember
We
if
get to
were
the Cadillac
before or after.
Ranch, and everybody's like, you got to go in there. We're like, man, I ain't waiting in this long-ass line. There's 5,700 people waiting out this line. And yeah, I think I even said, I'll get us in. And Deidre started, because you didn't know me real well yet. And Deidre started laughing and was like, here
If
we
only
go.
I had a.
She was like, here we go. It was a hometown friend I grew up with in Plaquemine. She lives up here, so she already knew Jeffro. Well, there was a long-ass line, and I walked up, nice shirt and tie. Not tie, but, whatever.
I think you had a cowboy hat on.
I
maybe.
did. I seen the guy that I knew for a fact, Jack, I just knew he was the cooler. I knew he was the manager. I knew he had that look. So I walked right up to him. I was like, Jamie, right? Nah. I was like, I was supposed to see Jamie, the PR rep. Oh, Jared? Yeah. I was like, I just made up a name, right? Dude's like, what's up? I was like, well, I'm supposed to have that booth. I'm supposed to have that VIP room ready for the party. Bottom line is, I just jibber-jabber, talked a whole bunch of bullshit and had them believing that I was my brother-in-law's PR rep, and I had The Undertaker, Stone Cold, and The Rock coming in to drink that night before they shot their show the next day. Dude was like, oh, yeah. You start telling them enough in the sales world, they start believing it. So I was like, yeah, I thought I heard about it. I kid you not. Y'all come on. Calls my whole crew, takes us up, cleans out a VIP room. Cleans it out. I swear.
So if you were in that VIP room that night, I'm sorry.
I'm not, because it just shows I got game. So we get this VIP room, and they just start bringing out bottles. Just bringing them out. Have a good time. We're like, we're getting trashed. We're having a blast. It's free. This dude comes up. It's been about 20 minutes. He's like, hey, so what time do we, hold on. He said, what time do they, you expect everybody to be there? I'm like, hold on just a second. I pull my phone out. I make a fake call. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, they'll be here in about 15 minutes. You're going to need somebody at the back entrance. They're going to come through the back entrance. And he was like, look, I'm like, do they have a back entrance? Because I'm like, I don't. So I think after about 20 minutes.
Oh, they had one because we snuck out.
Yeah, because I realized after about 20 minutes, I realized he knew I was full of shit. So I told them, I was like, hey, everybody finish your drinks. And about every 3 minutes, just scatter on out, and I'll catch y'all in the street. So we were up there for about an hour and a half, drank for free, had a good time. The Rock, Stone Cold, and Undertaker never showed up. Sorry. I was young, stupid. Actually, I was in my 30s, but still stupid. And we get out of there, right? Who cares what happens next? The following month, Daphne gets a phone call. I want to book Moccasin Creek up here at the Cadillac Ranch on Broadway in Nashville.
I was like, nope.
Negative. Like, we're out. So, needless to say, we never played the Cadillac Ranch, but I have rocked that bitch.
Yeah, because we were debating, and I was like, pretty sure that they're going to recognize you.
That was a trip, man. That was crazy. Dude, we're already, like, this podcast is almost over already? Oh, no, man, all right, so we're talking about that, and this leads me into something I have to let people know. I'm creative. This is what I do. I got to be kind of creative with music and all this kind of stuff, and then telling these stories and reliving.
You're something. I'm not real sure if it's...
I am creative. I'm getting to the point that I created Uber and it's bullshit because I never capitalized on it or knew how to do anything with it. And
oh, my God. I know where this is going.
When I lived in St. Augustine with Poon Daddy, we frequented the beachside bars. But after I had my wreck, we'll get into that, probably podcast 31, we would never go out ever without a designated driver. And if we didn't have one, we would always get a cab. Always. Well, this particular evening in downtown St. Augustine, we decided to go out, and we didn't have much money. We were young and stupid. You remember back when you used
32
to be. You remember when you used to, yeah, well, you remember, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. But you remember when you used to go out when you were younger? Oh, hell, for now, too. But you'd go out and you'd be like, I got $50 to drink on. Like, you knew how much money you had to go. And then you go back to work and get, whatever it was, we drank more than our money's worth. We were able to pay the bill, but we didn't have a ride home. and then the lights come on. And I figured this out. I really did. I started Uber. So what I did, Papa John's would deliver in St. Augustine at like 3 in the morning. So would 5 Star. And I believe it was 5 Star that I did this. No, it was Papa John's. So anyway, we get out of the bar. We can't get home. We don't have a ride. None of us can drive. No bicycles. And that's like an 11-mile walk.
Should have called your parents.
Man, you lost your damn mind. I was drunk. I was drunk as Fred Sanford. I mean, just walking around blitz. And so what I did, and I started doing this, I would call Papa John's, and I'd order a couple big, large pizzas and have them delivered to the house. But before they would get delivered to the house, we would walk to Papa John's, which was right next to the bar. Stand out at Papa John's and wait for the guy to come out with his delivery pizza, walk to his car, and ask him, hey, man, where you going with that pizza? Because if you're going to 2900 Otranto, ain't nobody going to be there unless you take me home to pay for this pizza. The dude was like, are you for real? I'm like, hell yeah. He laughed so hard, thought it was so clever. He picked me and Robbie up, drove us, stopped at the gas station to let us get more beer, took us to the shack, dropped us off, went in and got cash, because obviously he asked, he's like, how you going to pay me if you don't have money for a cab? Well, bitch, I got cash in the house. I just like, I know my limits. If I take 100 out to the bar, I'm going to drink $97 worth. So if I take a 50, I'm going to drink $47.50. You know, I was like, that night I outdrank my coverage and called Papa John's, called a ride with him to the house, went in, got the cash, tipped him well, went back the following week, called, did that shit again. So Uber owes me some royalties, dog. For real. That shit, that's creative. Thinking outside the box.
Thinking outside something.
Why you always look at me funny when you hear stuff like that? Because you know why? Because people think about it, but they're scared to try. And, hey, shooters shoot, cuz. If you're a shooter, you shoot. It's like Michael Jordan, man.
Just like you kind of thought about Moccasin Creek and shot. Lord, look where we are now.
Where are we at now?
Sitting in a hot-ass room waiting for the air conditioner to be done. Shooting a podcast 10 years later.
Yeah, praise to the air conditioning company that is finally here and this will be a nice and cool environment right when we get back from Florida.
Except they put the hole in the wrong place.
Well, I guess that's better than sticking the wrong thing in the hole.
Not when it has to do with air.
Catch y'all next week. Peace out. Oh, man.